and it's also a program record. 16 threes by St. Bonaventure is the most by any Atlantic 10 team this year. So I'm going to start with Coach.
Really proud of the way we handled things. You know, obviously we came out shooting the ball very well. Unfortunately, we were able to continue that, but you know, they made some really strong runs at us, and they're a very athletically talented team. And at times, you know, they put a lot of pressure on us, and that got us out of position, and they took advantage. But you know, I thought it was pretty fitting on a day where we honored two seniors who just kept coming for 4 years. That's what we did. We showed a great bit of resiliency, and you know, I know we stink at tiebreakers, but in our mind, you know, we finished third, and that's an incredible accomplishment. You know, this league, as good as it is, for us to get 9 wins and tied or not tied, we did enough to get to third, and it's really an incredible accomplishment. After the first 3 games, a lot of people might not have thought we could get there, but this group stayed together, had some leadership when we needed it, and really just had a resiliency and a toughness about them that I'm very, very proud of.
Coach, regardless of what this game means beyond today, what can you take from it just on its own?
It's just, I mean, that's a really good team. You know, I mean, it's a really good athletic team that we were able to find a way to get a victory, and just our ability to, you know, fix some things, and when maybe we weren't playing our best, still come up with a stop or a basket we needed. It's a lot of it's you know, this senior group and the people before them. I mean, they crave winning, and they find a way to get a win when we have a chance at it.
Everyone is going to want to talk about the points in the shooting today, but you came up with some big defensive stops. You know, what came into that?
Yeah, you know, we got lost. I wasn't, to be very honest, I wasn't overly pleased with our defense. We got lost with some communication things. We're late in some gaps. Probably to be expected with the emotion of the game. But you know, we got to tighten that up before next weekend. But when we needed to, we got stops, and when we needed to, we got rebounds, really strong rebounds. And it was a physical game, and I thought we did what we needed to correct some things, to take away their isolations and some of the things that were hurting us.
Does this team kind of learn how to close out games as the season's gone on?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you know, they've done it the last few, you know, and just they make the plays they need to, and there's a look, their look on their eye changes when it gets to about 6-7 minutes to go in the game, and that's a good thing.
Jess, is this as good as you've ever felt shooting the ball?
Yeah, it feels pretty good coming off, especially today. But even in warm-ups, I mean, I was missing some, and I mean, everybody on the team was like looking at me like, why I was mad that I was missing shots. But during the game, they felt really good coming off. So yeah.
You know, how much of a bonus has it been for you just to have someone like Chelsea who can hit them from the other side, and does that open up stuff for you?
Yeah, definitely, because we don't have just, you know, 1 or 2 shooters on the floor, and I mean, she hit some really big shots today, and Meg hit a 3 early in the game that I thought kind of got us going. So it's really, I mean, with everybody on the floor being dangerous on offense, it really helps.
And Cara, where do you place this game as far as, you know, all the ones you've been in this building?
It's definitely up there. I mean, having this huge win on senior day just means so much, and it's a reference to my teammates and everyone working together. So.
You ever seen a team get this frustrated visibly against you guys?
Not off the top of my head. I mean, we really wanted to play physical with them. We knew they didn't like it, and so we did that, and you could kind of tell they didn't like it. So.
Jim, did you have an inclination they might be vulnerable? I mean, 29 threes is a lot. And your 3 double-figure scores were 16 out of 26, which is about as good as it gets.
Yeah, I wish I could tell you that I was smart enough to know that. It wasn't anything we said game plan, you know, hey, we're going to take a lot of threes, or they're going to be open for threes. The other side of it that I thought was really good, and something we did feel a little vulnerable, that they were a little vulnerable with defending screens, and we did a really good job with that. What we probably did today, what we did today better than we've done all years pass the ball. We delivered the ball at the right time. You know, but it was really good execution by our kids, and you know, it was nothing we planned. And I can promise you, if we hadn't made that many, I would have been yelling at them to stop taking them. But you know, they had a confidence about them, and they were all within the flow of the offense, except for maybe 1 or 2. And you know, we're a jump shooting team. You know, so it was good to see us knock a few down.
Well, Jess's were particularly impressive because a number of those came off the screens.
Yeah.
And she's shooting them on the run. I mean, that's.
Yeah, and I mean, she got a lot better at that. You know, that was 2 years ago. It wasn't something she was great at. Last year she was okay at it, and you know, as these last 2 games have shown, she's become very, very good at it, which makes her hard to guard.
Last year, you go 9-5, you're in a 4-way tie for 4th. This year, you go 9-5, you're in a 5-way tie for 3rd, but end up 7th. Is that improvement?
It is. It really is. I mean, you finish 3rd in this league. This is the best the league's been. I mean, last year was good. This is a whole nother level. I mean, we have, very good teams. And for us to get 9 wins, and especially, we started rough and obviously there was some things in graduation that we lost. So I think if you had asked anyone outside of our program, hey, do you think that we would get 9 conference wins and be in the top 3 and be competing, they would have said, no, not when your conference has 8 teams in the top 75 of the RPI. But here we are, and again, it's kids who just keep on battling and keep on working to find a way. So, last year, I don't want to say it was disappointing, but we probably let a couple go away, and you can always think back to that. But this year, it's really sad. I don't care where we're seated, whatever. We play in a 7-10 game every year. I think for 5 straight years now, that's been our the Bonaventure kind of memorial game. But we finished 3rd, and that's how we're going to take it. And these guys have worked their tail off to get there, and we're really proud of them.
But clearly, you've had records the last 2 years where you could have gotten a bye if circumstances. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Because if you win,
Yeah.
you're 7-10, now you get 2.
Yeah, which, we just think of tiebreakers. We're really bad at them. It's not anything we can worry about. And fine, well, you got to beat all the teams anyway if you're going to make a run at the A10 tournament. But for these guys to get where they have, it's, and look at the teams we're tied with. Look at. I mean, if you could, look at their budgets, look at their school size, look at all those things. It's kind of one of these things is not like the other. But there we are, and that's a great tribute to how tough these kids are and how resilient they are and committed to playing for one another.
This obviously wasn't really a 15-point game at times. Chelsea hit 2 huge shots, 3 before the half, and the first 3 after the half we flat needed those shots.
Yeah, and she's done that the last 3 games. Fordham, she went 5 for 5, and we needed her to. St. Louis, she hit the 3 that put us ahead, and then hit the layup that kind of iced it, and then she did it again here. She's a good shooter, and when she's got her mind right, she's got a really confident mentality, and fortunately she's had that the last few games.
Anything else for Coach Players? All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks.
A whole lot more for you now. 80 points, ties a season high for Bonaventure, most in a regular season game. 33 points for Jenkins, it is a career high.
Game test.
Boker's 21 points, ties a career high, and 5 3-pointers, ties a career high as well. Jenkins now has 92 threes on the year. That's the 2nd most in program history for a single season. 50 points in the second half. First time Bonaventure scored 50 points in the second half since February 8, 2007. That was at St. Louis. 19 wins on the year now. That's the 3rd most in school history, with the previous 2 years being the top 2, 23 wins each. And 2nd straight year that they've ended the regular season on a 4-game winning streak, heading into the conference tournament. And Bonaventure is now 15-3 when they have fewer turnovers than the opponent. I think that's all I got for you now.